So one of the bigger projects that I gave myself during lockdown was I really need to get my stuff in order. I am naturally a very disorganized person, and I realized I need to be better at this. Step one of that was buying a lot of things from IKEA. I have one box over here, but there are a couple more boxes, including some that I can't properly lift all on my own. So this is going to be a pretty large haul. Hi guys, my name is Magali, and if it's your first time on my channel, then welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I make regular videos on beauty, fashion and lifestyle, and today I have a home haul from IKEA. I actually bought a lot of completely varied items this time. So there are a few small organizational items. There's like some personal care stuff. There are dabbas to keep products. There are hangers. There are quite a few kitchen items, including some utensils that I'm really excited about. And then towards the end, I also have like some decor and furniture items. And this is not my first IKEA haul. When IKEA just started shipping to Mumbai, I already made a video with my first order, and I'm gonna link it over there. But since that video, I've actually shopped quite a bit from IKEA, and I end up just getting something or the other from them every few months because I really like most of their stuff. They make furniture that is really good for smaller spaces. Everything looks very chic and minimal and Scandinavian, and the prices are very affordable as well. No, I did not get these from the IKEA store because I live in Mumbai and we were supposed to be getting a store around Mumbai, I guess around this time. However, we are in the middle of a global pandemic, with Mumbai being the worst hit in India, so I guess that will delay the store from opening. But luckily, sometime last year, IKEA started online shopping or e-commerce for 3 cities. So if you live in Mumbai, Pune or Hyderabad, these 3 cities can shop from their website. And if you live anywhere else, I don't think they ship to you right now. I know that's really frustrating for a lot of people, so I don't know why that is, but hopefully they will start shipping really soon and everybody will get to purchase from them. They don't really do free shipping, so you do have to pay, and the amount that you pay for shipping depends on the weight of your order. So if you get really small things, I think the minimum cost for shipping is around 200 rupees, but then if you go towards like bigger furniture and all of that, you're gonna have to pay more. It's fairly reasonable, and right now there is 2-week or more wait time between when you order to when you get your item delivered. But I think that's fair because, have I mentioned we're in a pandemic? Just the fact that they're delivering is something really cool. I have some extra time on my hands, so I wanted to utilize it in a positive and productive way. So I'm gonna pick up things one by one in somewhat of a random order, and I'll show them to you guys. Everything that I mentioned will be linked and listed in the description bar below this video, so you can go and check it out. So the first thing I got is this pack of 4 IKEA Totebo magnets. Instead of traditional wooden wardrobes, I actually decided to go for cupboards because I really like the industrial aesthetic that metal gives. In case you don't have metal furniture, of course magnets can go on a fridge as well. I like pinning up little pictures and things with magnets because you don't really have to stick it, and you can sort of create a mood board like on your cupboard and change it as and when you want. IKEA is actually a Swedish company, so they manufacture their things all around the world. There are things that are made in Europe, there are things that are made in Asia, so a lot of their textiles etc are made in India. There are things that are made in China, Taiwan, etc. And in case that's something that's important to you, you can jump onto the website and check it out. They have a section that mentions exactly where each thing is made. So these magnets are made in Taiwan. Just looks like a matte black diamond. And now on to a few textile items that I've purchased. The first is this Dwala set of pillowcases. These are 152 thread count, 100% cotton, and I actually bought 2 sets of these, so I have 4 pillowcases. I've bought their Dwala ones before. Previously I got like a light baby blue color, and these are a very pretty blush pink, which is really nice. These are one of their more affordable pillowcases, so I actually bought these for everyday use, because I don't know about other people, but like I have nicer linen and then I have everyday linen. This is just a really nice quality, really affordable linen that's great for everyday. The pillows that I already had were a little bit small for the pillow covers. I like a higher pillow, so I usually sleep with 2 pillows, and my dad realized that both of the pillows fit in one pillow cover really well, so that's what we've been doing. And I thought we could get some more because these are really nice and low maintenance. You can wash them in the washing machine without worrying about anything. The next textile item I have is also something that I've bought before and liked, and I wanted to get another set. Lil curtains. If you want to know what this curtain looks like, you can just look behind me, because this light mesh net kind of curtains are IKEA Lil. So I always wanted like very thin, very subtle curtains for my room. I could never really find the right fabric, because I did want something that would be like super flimsy on purpose. I don't get a lot of natural light, so I didn't really want to block the light out. I just wanted something that will add to the vibe, and then I bought these curtains. They are so crazy cheap, and the only issue is that the length of these are just really long. So I have another I trimmed, and this set I didn't trim, so they are sweeping my floor completely. It's good that they're long, because in case curtain rod's really high up, then you don't have to worry about the length. And if you do decide to cut it also, you don't have to stitch the end, because it's a non-woven net kind of fabric. So that is all really cool. I think it is so thin and even really easy to wash. I think we hand wash this one, but it dries really fast. More textile items, and this is one of IKEA's newest launches, and I just saw it. I thought it looked really interesting, so I bought it. This is called the Tratin. I never really know how to properly pronounce these Swedish words, so if I mess up, then I'm really sorry. This is kind of a thing that I already own, but not from IKEA. These are hair wrap towels, and they're really great if you have longer hair, and after you wash it, you can put this up and tie your hair in it. When I was young, I used to always see my mom do that little hair turban thing after coming out of the bathroom, and it looked intimidating to do. Then of course I grew up and I started doing it. But if you do the hair turban with a normal towel, it's usually really heavy and you can kind of feel the weight. These are something that's really nice to buy. Came in a set of 2, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Oh, this is a really nice size. So I have one from another brand which is microfiber. I think this is cotton, but it's smaller than this. But this is really a very easy thing to use, and it helps your hair dry better. It's also less damaging to your hair, because using a conventional towel and wiping your hair like this is actually not good for it. It creates static and frizz, and if your hair is delicate, you can have breakage during that time. This is just actually really nice to have a set of 2, so you always have one even while the other one is in the wash. And these were also really affordable. The next thing I have is really basic and something that everybody needs in their life. These hangers, I believe these are the Stagleg hangers they're called, and these are actually 2 type of hangers that I have in my hand, but they're from the same line, so they match completely. IKEA has a lot of ranges like that with the same name but many different things within the range, which is really great because you can buy multiple things and mix and match them with each other. So I have one set of these sort of basic clothes hangers, which is really nice. It's very solid, it's full metal, and I do prefer metal hangers to wood or plastic. But the metal hangers that we usually get locally in India used to be really simple, and these look a little bit more stylish, but they are still really slim, so they're not going to take up space on your clothing rack. And they also have these notches which will help you hang things with straps or whatever, and they will not slip off. So these come in a set of 5, and then these 2 came individually, so I purchased 2 of them. This hanger matches exactly with that one, but this is something that you get for your smaller items, so you can keep ties on this, you can drape scarves on it, you can keep little pieces of jewelry on it such as necklaces or You could keep belts. The possibilities are endless. It fits really nicely in a cupboard. It can kind of hang at the back of a bathroom door or a bedroom door. Feels and looks super nice, I think. I had purchased similar hangers from Zara Home. We don't have Zara Home in India, so I had bought them while traveling and carried back really heavy hangers in my luggage because I'm kind of crazy about cute looking home decor, and I'm glad that I could purchase these on IKEA, and they were also really fairly affordable. I think these will work for a really long time. So I guess trying to take more of, I think, a zero waste approach to packaging their things. One thing that I appreciated was the plastic was absolutely minimum in the packaging. A few of the things have a little bit of plastic wrapping, but there was no bubble wrap or anything, and they actually use these corrugated card, I think these are like recycled paper egg cartons, to make sure that the things didn't really get banged up against each other. So I think it's like a nice appreciable effort. Something of a home improvement / DIY items are the Bihandla glazing paints. These are both the exact same paint. I just thought I'll need a lot of paint, so I bought 2 of them. This is available in a few different colors, but this particular one is white, and I bought this because I have a really nice wooden desk that I haven't fully set up, and I want to use that as my main desk for when I'm working at my computer and all other things. And a lot of things that look like wood nowadays are actually like processed, and there's something called MDF, but the desk that I'm talking about is pure hard mango wood, so I really love it. But the thing about it is that it's completely untreated wood, so there's no kind of polish or sealant put on it, and because of that it can kind of get and absorb stains really easily. Though I really like the way the wood looks naturally, I realized that I also wanted to treat it in a way that will protect it so that it will look good and stay protected for a longer time to come. And its glazing paint has really good reviews because you can directly put this on wood without like using a primer or a separate sealing coat. You can just paint this on, and if you put 1 coat of this on, apparently it comes as a very thin layer, so you can still see the wood grain and the wood's natural color. It's not going to cover it completely, and then however many coats you want you can put on top of that. Like you could go for 2 coats, 3, or even 4, and that is a project that I'm going to do very soon. The desk is fairly large. I wanted to cover the underneath of it well, and it also has drawers, so I'm really hoping these 2 cans are enough, or otherwise I will have to place another IKEA order soon. We will see. One thing is for sure though, I will definitely document whenever I paint the desk, and it may not go well because I've never really painted my own things before, but there's always a time to start. You guys should probably go check out my vlog channel and subscribe, because at some point in the next month I will probably paint the desk. I already have the brushes for it. So the next few things I'm going to show you guys are pretty much all kitchen related. The first thing I have is this beautiful frying pan, and it is just basically called the Cavalcade frying pan, and it's this kind of lightweight Teflon coated frying pan. This is also another repurchase because I already bought one of these. I wasn't really expecting too much because as far as frying pans go also it was really affordable, so I kind of bought it thinking like let's see what it's like, and it ended up being like really hardy, pretty good quality. It has lasted quite a while, so I said let me buy another frying pan, and I feel like this is a really nice size. It's a little on the smaller side, but it suits like 99% of my purposes, and I've been frying a lot of stuff often so the frying pans come in handy, and I'm the kind of person that I want to have spares, which is why I bought another one. But there are a few different sizes available also, so yeah, you guys should check that out if you want a bigger frying pan or whatever. This utensil is something new that I haven't really got before. This is called the Anons, and it is a 3-quart pot basically. If you guys ask me what a quart is, how much does it measure, I'm gonna tell you guys I've absolutely no idea how much a quart is in liters. It's just kind of basically your standard pot. It's polished, kind of shiny on the outside, and then it has this nice brushed aluminium kind of finish on the inside. It doesn't feel super thick, but the bottom of it is a little bit thicker than the sides, and this feels like a really versatile pot that you could cook anything in. You could make like a big batch of Maggi noodles, or you could cook pasta or anything else. And it came in a set with this lid, which I thought was really cool because it's a glass lid. Just looks nice. I feel like most of the lids I have for pots and pans at home are stainless steel, because we Indians usually have stainless steel lids. Glass is a little bit more delicate, so you have to be careful. But it's nice because you can see exactly what's cooking inside without lifting the lid. The next thing I have is called lamp leg, I guess. And this is a small kitchen accessory also that's pretty important, like a pot holder or a pot stand. This is something you keep in the kitchen on your counter. So whenever you have like a really hot utensil that you've just taken off the gas, you can set it down on this. So you get these plasticky feet to attach to the metal, and it is surprisingly hard to attach them. Like, you really have to put a lot of pressure to get this piece on. This is absolutely no joke, but when it does happen, you hear that really loud satisfying click, and that feels good. Yeah, we have all 4 legs on, so you can kind of see. We take our frying pan, which we've been cooking on, and you just place it over here. I maybe could have picked up 1-2 more of this, but whenever I buy a new item from IKEA online, I never really know if I will like it, or what the size will be like, or what the quality will be like. So I usually buy one the first time, and 99% of the time I end up really loving it, so then I purchase more. But IKEA has measurements and sizes always mentioned on the product page, but that makes no sense to me for some reason. When I see a number, I cannot visualize what the size is going to look like. I suppose I could take a ruler or a measuring tape and try to figure it out, but honestly I usually just click buy and cross my fingers and hope for the best. But I have sometimes gotten things that are either way bigger than I imagined or way smaller than I imagined. Comes with the territory. Another very small item that I purchased is this Vardagan set of stainless steel measuring cups. So you can see that there are these really cute nesting cups from pretty small to pretty large, and they're all labeled actually. The smallest one is 1 ml, then you have 5 ml, after that is 15 ml, and then this is half DL. What is DL? I have no idea what DL is. And this one says 1 DL. I am a little bit embarrassed that I didn't know this, but it's all okay because we learn sometimes. DL means deciliter, and it's actually 1/10 of a liter, so it's 100 ml or milliliter. I understand milliliter and then I understand liter, but I didn't really know there was a separately named unit in between. So this seems like it will be a good set. You have this little key ring to keep them all together, but in case you want to separate them, you can, and it'll be useful in the kitchen because I've been doing like cooking and baking and stuff. And next up we have this cute little set of chopping boards. These are just basically plastic chopping boards. There's one pretty large one and there's one that's pretty tiny, which I think is really nice, and I really like the bright colors these come in, because if you see what I'm wearing, I am not someone who's averse to bright colors. We do have chopping boards, but I thought it was time to get new ones, so this was a little gift from me to me. I am excited about it. I've reached that stage of life where I'm excited about chopping boards, and I'm not even ashamed to say that. I also got myself a kitchen knife. This is from their Vorda collection, I guess. They have quite a lot of knives. Whenever I've purchased knives, I guess in the past, my default has been to go to a good brand and buy one of their most affordable variants, because what do I really know about knives, right? So a really fancy knife is going to be wasted on me, and I'm kind of scared to use knives too much also, but I realize I have to learn sometime. So this was kind of a mid-range knife. It was not like really their cheapest one, but it wasn't the most expensive. The blade looks really nice and fancy. It's still pretty light. So one thing that I have a love-hate relationship with, even before opening this, is the handle is made of this really weird rubberized material. Now I understand why they did that, because it does kind of help you with grip. Like This feels really nice in my hand and it won't slip. But the problem with this kind of material is absolutely everything just clings to it, sticks to it, and it's really irritating, and I don't think the material is also going to stay well in the long run. Had I known about this handle, I most definitely would not have purchased this knife, but now that I did, I'm going to use it. It's no big deal. I just would not buy it again. And the next couple of things are dishwashing related. So I finally purchased this dish drainer that I had my eyes on for a while. It's plastic, it's pretty roomy, and you can kind of dry a lot of dishes on it. I didn't want a metal one for some reason, and I've seen this at a place I stayed when I was traveling, this very same dish drainer, and I liked it, so I purchased it. It's fairly affordable. So in these slots you can put your plates. This area, just about anything like bigger utensils will go. Here you put your spoons and forks and knives, whatever. And then these little parts here are where you can put mugs or glasses upside down, because that's how you dry dishes. My mom has a really nice, well-equipped kitchen, like it's fully modular and fancy, but you'll know that when you just newly wash dishes, they need to dry fully before you can put them away. We've been cooking so much more in lockdown than we did. We're sometimes attempting fancy recipes, and that means more dirty dishes, and I just wanted to slightly streamline the drying process, which is why I got this. Plastic's also really easy to keep clean. The quality feels surprisingly good. I previously bought a plastic laundry basket from IKEA, and I was pretty disappointed with the quality of that because it was like really thin and like weak and cheap feeling. So this basically doesn't feel like that. And the next thing kind of goes hand in hand with this. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce this word. It's a weird word. But this is basically like a cloth that you keep under the dishes while they're drying. I guess this is something like microfiber, and it soaks up a lot of water, so it will prevent the water from like running on your kitchen platform. And then later on, when you're keeping the dishes away, you can just dry this also. It has this tab in the corner. It's very lightweight and it's easy to dry. This is a repurchase because I already have one of these and we like it, but I realized like two is going to work much better, because when you're drying one, then you can have another one. This is supposed to be placed underneath this, so you could keep this next to your kitchen sink. It feels like it'll be a good system, but of course we're gonna have to try it for ourselves and see how it works. This is just basically an organizational thing that you can keep anywhere. I believe this is called the Variera storage box, and it just basically has two little handles on the side and has this little slot in the front that is slightly dipped. It doesn't have any kind of lid, and it's this nice plastic that is kind of harder and really shiny, really pretty looking. So you can get full white ones also, but I really like the ones that had some color on the inside. So I got one green one, and there's a light pink one. I believe I actually got two light pink ones, so here are both of my pink ones. And then I got one yellow one, and finally one black one. You can see that when these are not in use, they stack up really nicely into each other, but you can put them to use for anything. You can keep like beauty products in here, you can keep all of your perfumes together, or you could use this in the kitchen and you could keep masalas together. The possibilities are really endless. I bought a couple of these and I like the look of them, and so then I bought a few more. I have plans to use these to organize my products because I have way too many products, and when I'm searching for something it's hard to find. One of them can be just for hairstyling products and one of them can just be for bath products. It's hard plastic, so you could easily keep it in your bathroom also. They also have bigger size ones if that's what you're looking for, but this is the perfect size for what I had in mind. This is their Solvinden string lights. So I really like string lights. You can see I have this string of lights behind me, and they take what is a really dull, boring space and really brighten things up, add little pops of color, add little lights, and they're really pretty, especially when you like turn off all of the lights. Now what's really good about this is that it's an LED string light and it's battery operated, so you don't have to plug it in. The ones that I have behind me are to be plugged in, otherwise they don't work. All older bulbs do generate a little bit of heat, so when you touch them or when you're around them, you can definitely feel them giving off heat, which is not ideal. But LED bulbs are pretty much the only ones that do not give off even a little heat however long they're on. The string in total is 4.9 meters long and it has a total of 12 bulbs in, I believe, 3 different colors. It does take AA batteries which go in here, and then these are the bulbs. I'm gonna turn them on. You can see the bulbs are kind of on the dimmer side. That might be because they are LEDs, but I think these look way prettier if you turn off all of the lights, so at night time. And the switch that sets them on is actually pretty sophisticated because I can put it off, or if I leave it on, it has an automatic 6-hour timer, so I can put this on at some point in the evening and just leave it on, and it's going to stay on for 6 hours, go off, and then come on the next night at exactly the same time and stay on for 6 hours. So it kind of works on a clock like that, and you don't really have to do much. So I think that's pretty cool. I think this was a little bit expensive, but hopefully the quality justifies the price. So you can kind of see that the cable between the lights is a really thick one, and that's because this is actually also safe to put outdoors. So it's a lot safer than the one I have behind me, which can kind of get dangerous. But this one is sort of element proof, so it should survive a little bit of rain and it should survive wind and stuff. Not that I'm gonna try it, but I'm just letting you guys know. And now we're on to the final few items. Most of these are pretty large. So the first is one of these storage containers called the Ridge-Sa, and it comes flat packed in this box. It is one of those old-timey industrial looking filing cabinet type of vibe, and I purchased this because I wanted it to keep my vinyl records. I do have some vinyl LPs and I didn't really have a very good place to keep them all together. I have a temporary place, but I was looking for a permanent one, and so I got this. This is kind of a nice storage box. It doesn't have a lid, so you'll usually want to keep it in like a cupboard or something. It's done. It's quite nice. A little bit heavy on its own, of course, but it being pretty good quality metal, I think this is a kind of piece that I should have for a really long time, because you know it's going to last. I kind of always wanted a rug and I've never had one, so I purchased my first rug from IKEA, and the same month I ended up getting another rug also, which I recently posted on Instagram. That is different. That one is really luxurious and beautiful. This one is kind of simpler, more rustic, but really practical and pretty, I think. Because I live in a house with 4 cats, I initially didn't want to get any kind of super fancy high pile rug that has a lot of fibers, so I still wanted one, and I did a little bit of research and came across this IKEA Lohals rug. What's really cool about this is that this is just made of jute, which is a really hardy fiber. It is sustainable and it's naturally antimicrobial. So this is not the kind of fabric that will start getting musty really fast. In monsoon, when it gets humid, it won't catch mildew, and it's just something that looks pretty nice and can kind of liven up your space while still keeping it like down to earth, if that makes sense. So they have quite a few different sizes of Lohals, and since this was my first rug, I ended up picking the smallest size. This type of rug is called a flat pile rug, meaning the knots kind of lay flat in the rug. But when you get rugs that have kind of fibers in it, like fur, so if they have shorter fibers, it's called a low pile rug. And then if they have like a really high fibers, something like shag carpet, that's called high pile rug. I just think that having high pile rug is not practical in a very humid city and if you have a lot of pets. So I think this is something that works great for most Indian households, and it is fairly affordable too. And this thing you see here is called Stop Flit, It's just basically a small piece of folded fabric. It looks like felt, but it says it's 100% polyester latex. This is something that they recommend you buy anytime you purchase a rug, and you put this under your rug, between the rug and the floor, because this will stop your rug from slipping and moving too easily. So it will make your area safer, because obviously you don't want to step on a rug and then slip, and it'll be like some really weird Tom and Jerry type situation. You want to keep yourself safe, and this was pretty cheap. I thought it made sense to buy it and not slip, because I am really clumsy, so I do not want to tempt fate. Absolutely so heavy. I'm actually not gonna make this right now, but it's this small little drawer unit on casters. It's available in a few different colors. I purchased the black one, and I bought this just to keep all of my makeup. So I'm gonna make a separate video where I will show you guys the full assembly of this, and then I'll show you guys like the organization and give you a little review there. This is going to be like a good half-day project, I think, because I checked out videos on it and it looks a little complicated to set up. I cannot overstate how heavy it was, but hopefully it will translate to a good quality final product, so that'll be nice. The box that this stuff came in, I couldn't dream of lifting it. It was more than 15 kilos, and IKEA delivery guys actually deliver it to your doorstep and to your home, but because of the pandemic, the society in which I'm living is not allowing any delivery guys to like really come inside. They can only come until the gate, and after that we have to handle our own parcels. So I actually purchased another thing from IKEA that's not really a part of this haul. It's in the other room, but I bought one of those trolleys to put boxes on, and I feel like it was a really smart thing to do, because the trolley is nice and strong. It's metal, it's got two wheels that are really heavy duty, and it folds away. It fits in the smallest little corner, and I used it for getting this IKEA order to my home. And then when I actually purchased something else also that was really heavy, I used the trolley for that also, and it's been like the best value for money thing already. I got 4 of these Antonius. These are supposed to be basically like drawer liners or drawer dividers. They are these cool plastic trays, and you can use these again at your desk if it has a drawer. You can use these in the kitchen just to sort and store different things. Kind of looks like you're losing a little bit of drawer space, because if you look at the underneath, there is this space that's getting wasted, but these things still really end up maximizing your space, because rather than have a lot of different junk floating around in one drawer, you can just section stuff in here and pile them and still find everything neatly. They're really good for cutlery, they're really good for stationery, and I actually purchased these to line the drawers from the previous drawer unit. These Antonius liners are supposed to be really good fit for the Helmer drawer unit. There are a few different sizes in each tray, so you get one longer large size, 2 shorter broader ones, and 2 smaller ones. And the very final thing I bought is this. It's called Fixa, and this is kind of made of a similar material to the rug backing that I just showed you guys, but it's got an adhesive or a sticker on one side. There are 4 larger size, I think these are hexagons, and then there are 16 smaller sizes. You can put this thing between your furniture and the floor, and it'll just kind of protect your floor. So that was it for my IKEA haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was really long, but I loved sitting and going over everything with you guys, and I'm looking forward to kind of putting some of these pieces together and actually putting them to use to organize my things, because as I mentioned, currently I don't really have a good system in place and everything is really messy. It sometimes can get a little bit overwhelming when I look around and be like, I can't find anything and I don't know how to get this sorted. But these are things that I love. I'm really not going to Marie Kondo all of my stuff. That seems really wasteful. And if you ever got to a place like me where you're super disorganized, you will know that it gets really overwhelming to look at everything and be like, where do I start? I can't do this. But you actually can. You just need to work on it little by little. It's not going to happen overnight, but very soon you will get your shit together and I will get my shit together. We can do this. I'm ending this video with an inspirational message, I guess. So yeah, leave me a comment below. Let me know what your favorite piece was. Let me know something you're really looking forward to buying from IKEA, or maybe you're not. I don't know. You tell me. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Bye.